What's good, guys? Welcome back to the Market Weekly Recap. And of course, I'm being joined with Leo.
Hello, welcome to Friday. It's been a pretty hectic week this week again with a lot of high impact news. And I'm happy to recap the week with you guys here on Friday. So, since our last video, we're covering Thursday and Friday's price action here. We have unemployment claims on the US dollar. And on Friday, we have unemployment rate, non-farm employment change, average hourly earnings, and preliminary consumer sentiment numbers on the US dollar on Friday. And let's move into the dollar index. All right, on the dollar index on the daily chart, as you can see off of Wednesday, we moved lower here on the dollar into around 103 300s level, with the bodies respecting the gap that I mentioned on Wednesday here. And on Friday, we moved higher into almost closing above the buy side imbalance, sell side efficiency on the daily chart, punching above buy side one last time here. And we didn't get above the buy side liquidity on 104.55 here. However, I'm still pretty bullish on the dollar. Is this with this candle moving higher, giving me a good indication that we may go a little higher before turning over. If we stayed under here, I would be much more bearish on the dollar. However, it's still a little 50-50 to me. This is a good sign for bullishness. However, it doesn't guarantee it. All right, moving on to the hourly chart on the dollar. As you can see on the high impact news on Thursday, we moved into an old bullish order block here on the dollar, with the bodies respecting this gap on the daily here. So this is essentially a stop run to accumulate more buying on the dollar, sending higher into buy side liquidity on non-farm unemployment change here at 8 on Friday. As I've said earlier, we didn't take out buy side liquidity yet, but this is a good sign for the dollar to move higher. Did you have anything to add on the dollar, Alan?
No, nothing too much to add on dollar. Dollar performed just like what we wanted it to do. It wasn't able to hit our final target on buy side liquidity, but it looks like it did more than enough, and it came back lower to that bullish order block. And yeah, looks solid week for dollar. Dollar did well. We did talk about how we wanted to favor dollar bullish, so you guys did catch some good sells on the foreigns. I think that was a really good setup this week, avoiding Thursday, Friday, of course.
All right, moving on to the euro.
So for Euro USD, I favored a short using Dixie as my intraday analysis, favoring Dixie bullishness. I'm looking for EU shorts. EU open, drop lower aggressively, trading to short-term discount, retraced higher into a premium level, trading back into this inefficiency. And I was able to catch a nice short since it was above midnight opening price. And as soon as price dropped lower, I didn't want price to come back up and take out its own high up here and the high on its left here. My stop was above that high, looking for the drawn liquidity down there. Price trades lower really aggressively, which I liked a lot. And once price was able to take out that low, I TP'd out and just had a great Monday trading. So that was it for EU. I did not take a trade on GU, so I won't be recapping GU. And GU didn't move, in my opinion, as nice as EU did this week. So we're going to save GU for our Monday weekly outlook.
Did you want to go into the correlation with dollar here for your trade
Yeah,
idea?
yeah, we could definitely go into that. So let me go back into Dixie. So dollar index price open and traded higher. Is this the right here. So if you notice the bullish order block that was hovering price here, price came lower, and as this was tagging into it here, that's where I was like, I mean not here, this one here. When it's price coming lower and tagging into this here, I was looking to as a buyer to buy into that, which I did, or not to buy into that, but I was shorting on EU using this order block as a level, saying, hey, if Dixie wants to go higher, run for buy side liquidity, I'm looking for EU shorts. So as soon as price was coming into that bullish order block there, Dixie ran higher. I'm looking, I favored back to EU as it was driving into this inefficiency here. I was looking at that saying, okay, this should be a really good entry for EU for going short, using Dixie as that intraday analysis saying, hey, it wants to go higher, EU should try to go lower. And then I was targeting the sell side liquidity down here and this one down here. You guys can pull it up on your chart. But yeah, that should wrap up EU for me.
Cool. Let's move into crude oil on the daily chart. So upon our last video here on Wednesday, I did notice that I did make a remark about wanting price to trade into this inefficiency here, because everything else here is for the most part is efficiently traded. This is the biggest inefficiency in price at the moment. So it's nice to see that Thursday and Friday we did see a retracement into this inefficiency here to balance. I don't really have an outlook for crude oil at the moment. I think since it's fulfilled all the objectives here, except for this one, which is still kind of pending to me. I'm happy with the price action crude oil demonstrated this week. We had an expansion, a little retracement, and right now I technically should be expecting consolidation, so I wouldn't really be looking for too much on crude oil. So here is the hourly chart on crude oil. And with the news highlighted here, this is Wednesday where we left off on Wednesday's trading, that big expansion lower, minding this imbalance here. Drawing that out through, we see that prices consolidated around this area at a discount. We took out the low one more time here and then moved away from it, retrading back into this range. Pretty mellow price action, nothing too volatile, which is good. And yeah, we basically just got a retracement, and I don't really have too much else to say on crude oil. Upon the opening for next week, I might be more comfortable projecting a more detailed outlook, but for now, pretty good week. I'm satisfied with how this pair turned out, and yeah. Let's move on. Unless you had anything to add, Alan, on crude oil.
Nah, nothing to add on crude oil.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to E-mini S&P on the daily chart. We had a new contract month here, so the prices might differ a little bit from our last video. I had to recalibrate all the PD arrays. And so, yeah, so I was wrong on the last 2 days here. I wanted some sell side liquidity to get taken. However, we didn't get that. It was pretty bullish, in fact. Notable thing for Friday is that we did trade up into these daily bearish order block open here. I wouldn't see this as a quote unquote top here now because of how strong prices on the upside. I would mainly see this as a draw here on liquidity. And to be honest, I would be looking at this volume imbalance here on the daily chart, which you guys can draw out on your own charts here as the next target perhaps. However, with our presumption of a slightly bullish dollar, I would be very careful here and not expect too many strong expansion moves into this area. So yeah, we're still trading at a deep premium here. These are the main things that I'm looking out for. And with that being said, let's move into the hourly. So on the hourly chart on ES here, the reason why price was really bullish here, this is one of the confluences that aided analysis towards the upside here, or I don't know how to say this. Kind of tip the balance toward the bullish end, and a confluence would be this bullish SMT. So we see that ES did take out a low here, these two lows, however, it left this low intact. However, if you look at NASDAQ around the same time frame here, it was consolidating above a discount PD array, and it didn't take out any lows here. So ES was a little heavier. It took out some sell side before running higher. This would have been, in hindsight, a good long because of the bullish SMT from NQ, as well as the retracement on the dollar. However, it is high impact news. This is just for educational purposes only, to study backtest data, pretty much. So all these targets here aren't hit, and maybe they will be in the future. However, on Friday, we do see a trade into this inefficiency range here on NFP, and a quick trade back up, and then expanding into the open here at 466.550 before ending the day. Did you have anything to add on ES, Alan?
Not really. I did like how ES did the SMT divergence with NQ. And looking at ES, it did look a little bit cleaner than NAS for sure. We'll go into NAS really quick right now, but I like how ES moved higher and traded into that daily order block open. So let's go on to NAS.
Oh yeah, this is
I
my
mean, this is your trade. Go for it.
yeah.
Go for it.
So this is one of my little recaps for the week. This was on Tuesday on NASDAQ. This is a 1 minute chart. This was a pretty choppy day, higher time frame consolidation. And these were the couple trades I was able to ferret out in the PM session here. So I was mainly working within this PD array here, made in the AM. If you zoom out a little, there's a high back here, and then this turtle soup run here with higher. Personally, I didn't really like to use this whole run lower here as the breaker. I used the little consolidation right before it. I saw this mainly as a manipulation or like a stop run move. So it didn't hold much salience within my price reading too much. It was mainly this little consolidation here. There's a little high back here. So I use this as the premium array here, which it tagged in the PM. So it was this PD array here and this imbalance here, which I was working with. And I was looking for a trade after 130 here. So I saw price run up here, start to move down. And then I was looking for this low to these little lows here to get taken out. So I took a short here. I got out pretty quick because it's a consolidation range. I had to be pretty nimble here, not hold on too long for anything. And then I saw a price was really meandering around here. I was expecting a larger expansion, which is a little contradicting, but I was looking for a little deeper run here, but it wouldn't give it to me. It was respecting this area. And so I kept seeing price run in, but having something stop it, quote unquote, stop it. So I was looking at this order block here. I was like, oh, price is accumulating down here, right here. And so when price did that final stop run at these lows here, I entered in and then tried to aim for this high here, which was the second trade. And then it finally ran into the breaker here and then started trading down right here. I saw this imbalance, trade a little lower. And then I was like looking for price to kind of trade into this for a little sell here. And then I entered a little late, but this was the second sell I caught with the stop above this high here. So this was one of the more nicer days of this week. It was a pretty hectic week for me. I didn't have too much luck. This is one of the better days. because it was so choppy. I got tumbled and turned around in the market a lot here. And so, yeah, happy to share this with you guys. Yeah, let's turn it over to Alan.
Yeah, let's get into NAS on the 1 hour. And if you guys remembered on my Wednesday recap or Wednesday midweek review, I was looking for a potential NAS run higher, and I wanted to see these lows stay protected if it wanted to go higher, which it did, which was really, really nice. But like I said, I recommended you guys not to trade Thursday, Friday. Thursday had this very massive bullish day, and I think this caught a lot of people trying to call it top in the market. So as people were trying to get in sells, they had this manipulation higher as basically before the market price drops lower, trying to get all the sellers in, and then running higher, punishing all the sellers, right? Running lower, taking out the buyers, pushing higher, punishing the sellers. And as of right now, looks like it ran out both these buy side liquidity. I would not be surprised if it traded a little bit higher and then started favoring to go downside, or it can just continue pushing higher for buy side liquidity up here. NAS was definitely a little more volatile, I would say. If you just look at it, right? If these lows got protected here, in my opinion, these were the levels where they were accumulating price in, and then price just kind of ran higher, expanded higher, distribute some right here, came down low, reaccumulated, punched higher, allowing price to move into this level of buy side liquidity here. Now we'll go on into a trade I was able to catch on NAS. This was actually on a 30-second chart. If you guys noticed here, price dropped lower, traded higher, dropped lower, punching lower, takes out this low here. I noticed price ran up very aggressively. Inefficiency down here, price trades down here. This is my entry after 130, of course. I'm looking for buy side resting up here. Price runs low, runs higher. My bad. Comes down, runs higher. It keeps trading lower and lower. I'm not really worried about this. Like I said, I'm looking at these two candles here. I don't want price to break through that, so my stop is there. And as soon as price starts trading higher and higher, eventually getting up to this buy side liquidity, I was able to collapse my trade here and call it a really solid trading day, ending off a really solid week, I would say. Just ignoring Thursday, Friday, of course. But yeah, the week was not too bad, not too bad. But yeah, hope you guys didn't push too hard Thursday, Friday. Hope you guys caught something on the charts before Wednesday or before Thursday, Friday. And if you guys had any questions or anything like that, let us know down in the comments below. Leo and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Did you have anything to add, Leo?
No, I'm just looking forward to next week. Really just trying to take it easy for the rest of the month though. But yeah.
Yep, same here, same here. So we will continue to do our outlooks, of course, at the end of the week review. We probably will recap maybe one or two potential trades if we did trade or not. Like Leo said, I'm probably not going to push too hard. It is the end of the month, probably going to take Christmas, enjoy the holidays, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eves, et cetera, et cetera. So not going to push too hard. Probably won't be on the charts as much, but I'll share my analysis if there's something that Leo or I see that we think it's interesting for you guys. But yeah, if that's it, then we'll see you guys on our next video. Hope you guys stay safe, enjoy the holidays. Peace.
Take care, guys.